today I have some things I'm going to review. Right here I have the Super Advantage SNES controller for the Super Nintendo. It is obviously a fight stick arcade style controller. It's mostly used for fighting games and whatnot. It has mostly known for the slow and turbo buttons, and it's just pretty useful. That's why they call it the Advantage. This was the predecessor to the Advantage for the NES, just like the Super Nintendo was the predecessor of the Nintendo. So it's pretty much the same exact feature, but it does have a little bit more. You can see it has more buttons right here. Stick's a little bit different. It's just a different shape. It's a little bit bigger, it's just different in size. To be honest, I think this one looks a little bit better. I just love how it's laid out to look like the Super Nintendo. So yeah, we can go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna start off with the design first. As you can see, right off the bat, it starts to look like a Super Nintendo because of the purple power and reset buttons and the body controller with just the body shape. I mean, you can even see the little ridges on the bottom, and also the words that match up that looks like the words on the Super Nintendo and the games and whatnot. So yeah, you can first see most everybody sees the joysticks and the colorful flamboyant buttons and just everything on it. But since I've showed you that it does look like Super Nintendo, which is a really cool effect because it just looks good when you have it on a shelf if you are a game collector. It just looks really good. So now I'm going to move on to the what the buttons do. Okay, before I go ahead, I'm going to point out that these don't really do anything. They're mostly, like I said, just to look like the Super Nintendo. So yeah. Alright, now to the button features and how everything works and controls. This is this is a joystick. It's actually really smooth. It goes very smooth around the edges. It's more of a circle kind of fit, like a ball fit, than a square fit. Just like the like this N64 controllers. Like, you can move this one around, it doesn't get wore out too easily. So that's all. It's tight in there. It's always good. Next to the start and select buttons, not much to say on that. Now you can see under here this little switch right here, and the button right here that says slow. These actually have a very important feature. The slow button actually slows down your game by starting and stopping fast, by pressing the start button extremely fast. So you don't have to do it. So you can, this knob right here, or this little switch right here, the lower, and it goes lower and higher to show how fast and how slow that the menu comes up. Start, 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 start. So whenever it's lower, it'll go slower. Whenever it's higher, it'll go extremely fast. Or it might be the other way around. But and you'll just press the slow button, and it will slow down your game. And say you want it to go faster, you make it stop really fast, so it slows down the game, or slower. You can make it go slower, so it slows down the game just a little bit faster. If you can understand that. So that does come in handy if you're fighting a boss, trying to find a vital point. So if you're in the mood for something like that, it works. It comes in pretty helpful. So next we're gonna move on to the buttons. Pretty self-explanatory right here. Left trigger, left bumper, right bumper, Y, X, B, and A. I've always liked the colorful buttons as well as the purple buttons, but I'm glad they added this. But yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. But the buttons don't stick at all. They're really nice. It's made well, so you can tap the buttons really fast, like an arcade style. So without you having to risk the chance of skipping just chipping off a piece of plastic or messing anything inside. I would actually kind of watch out from eating and drinking around this, because if you do get something in there, it'll probably be hell to get out. Okay, now you can see up here these little switches right above them that are color-coded for the buttons. You can see L, Y, you can see all of them really, they're all color-coded. So, whenever these are actually used to add turbo, if you've ever played with the Advantage, you'll know it. It's pretty much the same thing. It's added to use turbo and auto. Turbo means that you'll shoot faster, and auto is pretty self-explanatory. You'll automatically fire or hit or whatever you're doing. The key feature whenever you press the button. So that's what that one's for. So say I'm playing some I don't know, some Super Smash TV, and I want to shoot upwards, yeah, upwards. I can go auto fire to automatically shoot upwards, so without having to press the button, and I can do turbo just to make it shoot faster and whatnot. That's the same with any of these buttons, really. And above these, you can see the little switches that are also color-coded. What you'll do with these is, say you're wanting to do, like I just said, you want to have some turbo. Well, this, or you're playing Street Fighter, I don't know, something, and you're over here doing some turbo and whatnot. You use these to speed up your turbo and lower your turbo. So say you're wanting to go really fast, you'll turn it all the way up and flip your turbo on, or your automatic on, and that'll make it go a lot faster. As for any of these buttons, if they're lower, they're lower. If they're higher, they're higher. So that's mostly how the button layout is. I'm going to go back around and show you the whole design of the controller, or the Fightstick, I should say. I love the little skirt of it that makes it look like ridges at like the bottom of the SNES. May I point out that the string to plug into your Super Nintendo is actually rather long, so if you have a layout like I do, it comes in handy if you're wanting to lay it on the bed, whatnot. So that's always helpful. But to be honest, I would really rate this a very high controller. It's very, actually a very pretty piece. It matches the Super Nintendo well. It just looks really well. Yeah. Pretty much all I can say on the controller. The back's made out of a metal kind of material, and the little rubber feet on the bottom keep it if you're wanting to play on the table, coffee table, glass table, whatever you're playing on, so it doesn't rock back and forth when you're getting into some Street Fighter or whatever you're wanting to play. So yeah, may I point out that the lettering is also very nice. Okay, I'm going to compare this to an original Super Pad for the Super Nintendo. I'm going to compare both of them. As you can see, the buttons on mine is a little bit different. I have the purple, which is not too bad. I actually like the purple ones because purple is actually my favorite color. Yeah, obviously it's a different type of controller made by different people, so it is going to be different. So don't be like, "Durr, Shadow, you're so stupid." No, I know what I'm talking about. I know it's different. Yeah, the thing I'm going to point out is just this one is different, obviously, but there's flaws in both of them. But if you're more of an arcade style kind of fighter, if you're a Final Fight fan, whatever, and you like to play, I would recommend this over this, so you won't bust your thumbs playing some freaking Final Fight. And it just gives you that arcade style feeling. If you're playing some old arcade games, you're like, huh, this is the feel. This is what you want right here. And it can even help you out if you're wanting to have some turbo attacks. Just turn on your turbo, slow button, help you out.
Alright everybody, we're gonna crank up some Super Smash TV to show off the Super Advantage. Sorry for the unprofessional kind of setup here. That's all I got. The claim. Oop. Oh, I love this theme song. The year is 1999. Television has adapted to more violent nature of man. The most popular form of television remains the game show. One show in particular has dominated the ratings. That show is Smash TV, the most violent game show of all time. Two lucky contestants compete for cash and prizes. Each contestant is armed with an assortment of powerful weapons and sent into a closed arena. The action takes place in front of a studio audience, is broadcast live via